This meeting is being recorded.
I hate that voice.
I
thought I did that because I just clicked on something.
Oh, it's recording us?
Yeah. No.
Not that we know.
There it goes. Okay, that's better view.
Okay. So, we begin with an exterior shot of the street on a Halloween night in 1999. A small child walks through the busy Halloween street, flooded with trick-or-treaters. He approaches two teenagers crossing the road. They walk up to an old brick and wooden house with Halloween decor covering the front yard. Now we move into the, you know what, I'm gonna, actually, let me see if I can do this too. Because I think it would be more beneficial. Well, I need to find it.
Are you screen sharing the script?
I was gonna screen share. I just organized all my files, so now I'm like, there it is. Can I do both things? Okay.
Oh, storyboards.
Okay. Yeah, please ignore them. Here's what. Okay. So we open up with the death, the embodiment of death, walking down the street. This is when he approaches the two trick-or-treaters. The camera stops as we pan to the house. The camera goes to the house and comes out the TV. Now we're the interior of the Lendersons. It's going to be the living room instead of dining room. We see Carrie Lenderson sleeps on the couch with an empty bottle in her hand. She lays dormant as trick-or-treaters begin knocking and saying rhymes. I don't know if I can. Oh, there we go. Can y'all see this?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, I don't know what it's doing. Okay. Can y'all see this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this is can y'all see my mouse as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is gonna be Carrie. She passed out. Now we approach the we approach Beatrice's bedroom as the camera kind of curls in as it's almost like a spirit, I guess, kind of moving through the house. There, Beatrice, who is wearing a blue uniform from the town's local grocery store, Danny, who is wearing a classic Dracula costume, and Angelina, who's wearing a Cher from Clueless costume, sit in a circle on the floor with candles and a Ouija board and a 90s box phone in the middle of them. So this will be like them just sitting in the bedroom. So, Ken, if you would like to read your part.
All right. So what if this actually works?
Oh, and by the way, y'all, you guys don't have to give me 100% on your acting.
Okay,
This is just
I was
like
about to ask.
the feel and how you feel like pronouncing and if like the dialogue works in the scene we're given.
Okay.
What if this actually works?
She looks over to a photo of a young girl.
Okay, so take us through this one more time, please.
Okay, so after we do the ritual, B will be able to speak with the...
So at this time, it'll be like kind of more close up, and Owen's character will have like fake vampire teeth in, and it'll be like kind of serious, but he's kind of like, you know, talking with vampire teeth in them.
No.
And Beatrice and Angelina will kind of be like, what the? So then we'll start where after Danny takes his vampire teeth out.
Oh, sorry, I forgot. Okay. Like I was saying, after we recite the ritual, this no longer working phone will be a vocal gateway into the afterlife. However, it is important not to stay on the phone longer than 2 minutes, or 160 seconds to be exact. Otherwise,
Otherwise, what?
Judgment Day. Well, at least that's what the website said.
Website?
Okay, let's start.
Perfect. So, I was thinking about actually having both Kennedy's and Valeria's characters say like website to be more like. I mean, I guess
Yeah.
it makes more sense for Kennedy's character to be kind of like, you got this off of a website. Than Valeria's character, but I think it might be like more like impactful if you guys are both like website.
Okay.
um, so you guys don't have to do the chant if you don't want to. So three teens stand up and begin to hold hands over the phone, and they all begin chanting. So I actually have shots where we're gonna show you guys like also during the scene where you guys are talking, it's gonna be like you guys are in a circle or like a triangle almost. So the camera will whip to each of you while you're speaking from the middle.
Okay.
And then it'll be like cuts of the ritual, holding hands, saying it's just different kind of like shots to indicate what's happening. So then the lights begin to flicker. Danny and Angelina place a blindfold over Beatrice's eyes and begin spinning her 3 times, pushing her into Angelina's room. Now we're in Angelina's room. Beatrice stumbles into the room, the door slamming behind her.
Oh my god, what am I doing?
Beatrice continues to laugh until placing the phone down. Until it rings, she pulls her blindfold down.
Hello?
Interior kitchen 6 months ago. Claire sends in the middle of the kitchen. She is wearing her work uniform at the local grocery store.
Hello? Is anyone there?
Oh, sorry, I thought we were reading that. Claire?
Why are you calling me? Aren't you in school? Are you skipping? You naughty, naughty girl.
Okay, so that part, I don't know how y'all feel about.
I was like,
I wrote that in there
naughty, naughty, naughty.
because I think there's like a kind of like not duality, but there's like this feeling that like Claire is like teasing Beatrice in like a more playful, but also like it becomes more demeaning later on way. But yeah, I don't know. How do you feel about that? Because I wrote that in there being like kind of like it'd be silly in a way, but
I mean, I feel like it's funny if I'm like, shame on you.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And
I
like
think it depends on the delivery.
yeah,
Yeah.
the context of it. Okay. Continue, sorry.
Shit, sorry.
From You Naughty Naughty Girl.
You naughty, naughty girl.
Skipping? Wait, what?
What do you mean? What? It's Tuesday, dummy.
Tuesday, Claire. What day of the month is it?
It's May 8th, silly.
Guys, I think I'm talking to Claire the day she dies. Guys?
But I guess that's why it can't be more than 2 minutes. Anything more could result in Claire's death being postponed, playing against the laws of death itself.
Hello? Earth to be. I can hear you. Who are you talking to? Please tell me you aren't skipping school again. Don't be ungrateful. I would die to be able to live my high school years.
You know what's so crazy, Claire? I can actually smell the alcohol coming through the phone.
Oh, shut up. You have no idea what I've been through.
Oh, yeah, you're so right, Claire. Oh, how could I have been so blind to your needs? You know, I never knew you wanted things in life since you just chose to waste it away. Claire, you're actually about to drive to our little sister's school to pick her up, and you're fucking drunk.
Next we cut to a shot of Danny and Angelina as they sit in the hallway listening through the door. Danny holding an oven timer in his hand.
I hope this gives her the closure she needs. Ever since she's just been working so hard for us, our family.
A knock on the door is heard. Next, we shoot to a shot of the interior of the kitchen day.
Wow.
Months ago.
Okay, B. You want to talk about your actions so bad? Let's talk about yours, or rather the lack of them. You could get a job to help us out around here. Lord knows me and our work of a mother could use it, but you can't drive, right? Oh, wait, you can. Why aren't you picking up our sister for once? That's right, you can't. Because you want to hang out with some friends, right? Who probably will never see you again after high school.
Shut up, Claire. I didn't kill you. You took away my childhood. And why? All because you have to cope with the same way Mom does. Why couldn't you just talk to me? Huh? Why?
B, I'm not dead. I'm not going to die.
Next, we cut to the interior of the kitchen night. The timer goes off on the kitchen counter. Danny and Angela give candy to a group of teenagers. They both hear the timer going off. Danny rushes back inside. One of the kids, who is wearing the Grim Reaper costume from earlier, sits and waits. And Angelina gives him a piece of candy and makes her way inside. Inside the hallway night, Danny runs to Angelina's door.
B, the timer is up. It's time to hang up and get the hell out of there.
Tries to open the door and it's seemingly locked. Angelina approaches him.
Since when did your door have a lock?
It doesn't.
The lights begin to flicker a bit before totally turning off throughout the house.
I am so scared, Claire. I don't want to do this. I don't want to grow up yet. I can't take care of this family. Not without you.
B, listen. Whether you like it or not, you're gonna grow up. You can't stop the monster that is duration, but you can find meaning in it. While it is dying, while it fades, is when we truly find peace, enjoying the simple things. And when those things are seemingly lost from us, they are really transformed into something entirely we truly need. What?
I think I meant to say entirely new.
Okay. Okay. They are transformed into something entirely new. We truly need now.
Interior hallway closet. Danny and Angelina get a few flashlights.
Ange, this isn't good. If we don't hang up that damn phone, death itself will be knocking on that door.
Knock on the door. Look at you.
I'll get that. You try to open the door.
Exterior night porch. So I'm gonna show you guys exactly how this will go down, since it's so much of the scene. So after Danny and Angelina talk, we get Angelina kind of opening the door and then seeing like figures who she believes are trick-or-treaters on the porch. However, because the power is out in the house, it's also out in the street, so there's not much light illuminating the front yard. So Angelina will put the flashlight on the same kid from earlier, and she's just kind of like, oh, it's more trick-or-treaters. So she will move up, and this is when we get a shot of the actual zombie instead of a trick-or-treater in a costume. We'll get more of a close-up, and then we'll get Valeria's character kind of like a really harsh push as she like is just in terror, right? So she'll try to close the door, slam it, and make her way back to Owen's character. So we'll start back on interior Angelina's room night.
Yeah, you're right.
B, listen. Maybe I could stay home instead of going to get Angelina.
Beatrice pauses and jumps to the sound of Danny and Angelina hitting the door.
B, hang up. We have some really unwanted visitors.
Hey, Claire.
Yeah?
I have to go. I am sorry, but I will make this right. This family, this cycle, it has to come to an end.
I know you will. Hey, how about we get those stupid burgers you like from the store for dinner? Sound good?
Yeah, I would like that. I love you. See you soon.
So, after they hang up between both of them, not the crying stick figure.
What? It's my nose. I'm not crying.
You're right.
My allergies. I'm not crying. I'm not trying to be cringy, y'all.
No. I'm saying stick figures crying. Beatrice will hear the knock on the door. She'll come open it, and then she'll greet Danny and Angelina. So we'll get some shots of them kind of like hearing what's in the house, and we'll get Beatrice going into the kitchen, and so all of Cassidy's scenes will be in the kitchen during the day, and this is the first time we see Kennedy's character Beatrice at all in the kitchen through the whole film, and it'll be at night, so she kind of like knows Claire was in the kitchen the whole time, so she's kind of like, oh, sees the phone she was on, kind of walks past it, and then approaches the embodiment of death. So originally I had him be much shorter and childlike. However, kind of going through this pre-production class this month, I think I've determined that I want him to actually get taller when he enters the house.
Okay.
Like extremely like lanky and kind of like overbearing. And I had it to where they kind of meet each other in the middle of the kitchen, Beatrice and Death. And I'm actually gonna have it to where Beatrice walks in on Death, viewing her mother, watching her mother kind of in the kitchen or in the living room, and then he'll hear kind of Beatrice walk up, and he'll like kind of turn around and be like, "Oh, here we go." So they'll approach each other, and then Beatrice will. I mean, ultimately, I think this is more of a we might improv more things, but ultimately can I think no more is what I just have on there.
Okay.
Like kind of like, I'm done, like no more. And then he'll give you back the piece of candy and he'll leave. And then after this the kid gives back the piece of candy he was given earlier in the film, and it makes his way out. So we already looked at his mother, so I'm going to change that. Danny, Beatrice, and Angelina begin to laugh, falling onto the ground as they continue to hug. They stop laughing as they hear the cursed phone. As it begins to ring, Beatrice crawls over to the phone and then says, "Hello." And that is the story, y'all. That is the script. I don't know, any maybe long paragraphs that might have seemed a little too clunky, or how do you guys feel about the flow?
I like it.
Yeah, I like it. I think like our perspectives might change a little bit whenever we get it like in action.
Right.
But I like the flow of this, how it works out just here.
So how do you guys feel about, from reading it, I guess, and I guess I'll start with Ken. How do you feel about like for your character as your character, like how do you feel about like the meaning to the story?
Like the overall story, or
Yeah,
just
like in your perspective,
or
like yeah, in your perspective, how do you feel about like what's the purpose of the story to you?
I guess like it just really seems like closure, I guess, right now. Just closure. But definitely still like frustration as to like even with the closure, like I'm still gonna have this heap of responsibility on me no matter what.
Right.
So
What about you, Owen? How do you feel? It could be from you or from your character. How do you feel of the story's purpose, overall purpose, I guess?
I'm gonna have to think more about character and then tell you more about that later. But for me, I'd say it's the same as Candy. I really like how it's more closure and that she's actually like closing up gaps on her relationship with her sister.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the stuff that you put in there, like in between the stuff that isn't written down. I really want to see how you can like incorporate that into the film itself. It's really cool. But yeah. I'll have to think more about how it relates to the character, but I'm gonna have to ask you more on Danny's relationship with E and Claire later.
Okay. What about you, Cass?
No, I really like it. I like the dynamics you put in on showing that it's a completely different time between the phone calls with the sister. I do appreciate that Claire still, like, even though she doesn't really enjoy the fact that she has to take care of everything, she still has that like motherly caring big sister instinct
Hmm.
to, even though she just got called out by her sister, to still
Right.
be like, it's everything's gonna be
Comforting.
okay, whatever you're feeling. So even though she has no idea that she's,
Right,
about to die.
yeah. What about you, Valeria?
Well, I also really like it. I also think it's like about closure, but I also think there's like this like what do you call it? Like learning to appreciate what you have before it's gone.
Hmm.
Like Claire calls out B because she's like, "Oh, I wanted to go to high school and do all the things you did, and I didn't have that chance." And then now B's going through exactly what Claire did. So
Hmm.
she's like seeing through her sister's perspective and understanding her a little bit more.
See, that makes me happy because even though I wrote it, like I don't think about some stuff like that. It makes me happy. Like to me, closure is a great way to like put it because I feel like that's a great theme for it because I feel like in my own like not because I wrote it but because of my own thoughts, it's like it's about what sacrifice means for somebody. You know what whether that's like giving up. I mean like Beatrice could have stayed on the phone, like she could have like kept Claire alive if she wanted to, but like that would cost Angelina and Danny's life perhaps, or it would cost her own life. And Beatrice kind of had to make that decision to be like, I can't continue living in the past. And, that's awesome, y'all. Um, is there anything else you would like to talk about, like in terms of, I don't know, your character or like how it'll be shot or tell me things like, I'm not saying like discuss like, but in general.
I think this early on, I don't think I have any questions that are like groundbreaking or like would change the way I view it yet, just because it's like our first time around. But I'm sure later on, like I'll think of something.
Okay. Owen, you had something?
Do we have a filming location?
Yes,
Yes.
we do.
Okay.
Yes, it's actually across the street from my house. It's my late grandma's house. It's the whole house. Right now my aunt lives there, but
Okay.
she's been
Oh,
really.
that's what you said in the email. That's right.
Oh yeah. So we do have a location, and then I'm glad because we kind of like use all four of the houses in my block. So when it comes to filming leases and like stuff like that, we can film on all four houses without like
Okay.
being arrested.
Yeah.
What do you mean? I thought getting arrested was part of the fun.
You're right. Let's see what else. I'm trying to think if there's anything I can show y'all. I have. Besides Kennedy and Cassidy, Owen and Valeria, your costumes came in, and I had this idea where Owen, like your character, would absolutely wear a full Dracula costume because he's like, oh, I'm gonna wear it.
Yes.
Then I had this epiphany that I was like, I don't think he would. I think he would wear, like, I think he would be into it, but I think, like the way the story is, like, I think all the characters are mostly low income, like side of the spectrum. So I got your character a shirt that's like Dracula's costume and a cape. So
Okay.
it's
Oh,
almost
good.
like,
There's a cape.
yeah. So it's like
Okay.
it's full fledged, but like if you didn't have any money to get it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I'm gonna write some of that down.
I'm watching a puppy. I'm so sorry.
And then like headcanon in my head, because Valeria, you have the full share costume. And canon in my head is that like I feel like Beatrice bought it for you.
Yeah, I see
Does that
that.
make sense? Like I feel like she like spent her money to buy that for you.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That was just like in my head. I'm like, yeah, I think Beatrice would do that. Like I think she like spent this money on their house to buy that. I don't know if I have any way to show that besides like, I don't know, like the fact that Owen doesn't have a full costume, and then we know that Kennedy's character works all the time and is gonna wear her costume during her uniform during Halloween, so she doesn't have one. So but besides all of that, like any other comments or
No, I think it's like kids. We have to like get in, not the drawing room, but I mean like get into action of everything.
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, we need physical.
Yeah, that's where it will come into like asking questions more.
Is my hair like too long for a vampire?
No,
Okay.
I think it's great.
You like slick it
sure
back,
that was
so.
Halloween.
Yeah, I think when it comes to y'all's hair, I don't really see a problem in
Okay.
like
I
I
think it's
never
sorry,
Oh,
no,
kidding.
I think it was like a good time period that you chose because our hair fits. I feel like our hair
yes,
fits
I agree.
Yeah.
Mhm.
late '90s, early 2000s. I feel like it wouldn't change. I think.
I do have one question. Am I adopted?
You know what? Okay, that I was actually talking to I was
So
talking to Luna about that or something, and I was like, I think Angelina is adopted.
Nice.
Or I don't know, I guess that's up to you. That's literally up. I mean, in my head, I'm like, if you're adopted, that only makes the story like even more impactful because it's like Beatrice's like adopted sister. She's like willing to risk it all. But if you're like if it's like a maybe Carrie married another man or something like that, and then had you
Yeah.
with Carrie, then also that works. So it's really whatever you feel like in your head canon.
The question.
Uh-huh.
So bouncing off of that, has the mother always been a drunk, or is it just after Claire's death?
Well, that's a good question.
So I think that's another thing that's not really like
Because
explained.
Claire picked up drinking before she died, just
Yeah.
like their mom. So I feel like it's
Yeah. Okay, that's true.
I think the mom has been a drunk. I mean, also in my head canon, I'm like the dad's not there, so maybe the mom
Yeah.
coped with death, just like Claire did with drinking. But yeah, it's a really good question. I should probably know the better answer to.
There's lots of room for interpretation.
That's so true. That's so true.
our meeting is about to end in 10 minutes.
I saw that. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and end the recording.
Okay.
I won't end the meeting yet, but I'll end the recording.